When OP's partner is seemingly caught cheating on him numerous times, for some reason, he isn't able to end things with her. But will he eventually be able to escape? To find out how this story ends, get yourself a coffee and grab a bowl of popcorn so we can get into it.
Last night, I finally had enough and broke it off with my girlfriend once and for all. We tried so many times to rectify our relationship, but it just wasn't working because she refused to stop being unfaithful. I fell head over heels for this girl, Rachel, and when we met, we had almost everything in common and she was really into me. She had 3 kids, one of which was adopted, and she co-parented with her baby daddy. Things all went downhill when we took a trip to my parents' house, which was a 10-hour drive away. We went there to go hunting and have Thanksgiving with my family. During our stay, though, there was a big falling out with us and my family, because my family thought Rachel was using me for my money as I practically used it all up. I spent a lot of money on Rachel because she was in a bad spot, and I was so in love that I wanted to make her happy. We went out to eat every day. I bought her a new Xbox, cricket machine, makeup, clothes, gym supplements, games, and drinks. I mean, the list goes on. While we were at my parents' place, she told me she was pregnant, and I knew it was mine because we hadn't used protection a few times. All of this only added to my stress as I had to choose between my family or my pregnant girlfriend. In the end, I chose Rachel, and we went back home. Even though I cut off communication with my family, she was extremely mean to me during the pregnancy and always blamed it on her hormones. And because she was pregnant, I just dealt with it. Sadly, she miscarried both of the babies after about 3 months and had major postpartum depression. Although I tried my best to support her, I was getting burnt out. I started to become suspicious about her loyalty because I noticed that she was talking with a lot of guys. Since we'd been together, there were probably 40 to 50 guys total that she spoke with. Maybe more. She claimed that they were all just friends, but honestly, I wasn't too convinced. She was Snapchatting these guys like all the time, and she'd send them pictures of her cleavage. Whenever she was on her phone, she'd hold it in a way to make sure I couldn't see it. One day, on the way to the gym, I saw that she was messaging someone, but the chat bubbles were yellow. Almost instantly, I realized that she was chatting on Bumble, the very app we met on. I didn't say anything about it to her at the time, but a few days later, she showed me a screenshot of a guy's Tinder profile, saying, "Look at who my friend's talking to, what do you think?" Strangely enough, the next day she was messaging the guy, but again I never said anything. We went to a bar in another town to see a local country artist, and we'd been there about 10 minutes. While she was standing next to me, she texted me saying that she felt smothered, and basically shooed me away so she could be by herself. We didn't go there with anyone else, but I saw her chatting with multiple guys. When I walked up to her and a guy she was speaking with, they kept the conversation going and she tried to include me, and eventually we left the guy, who we'll call Maxwell, at the bar and went home together, and that was the end of that. Or at least I thought. The following weekend, she wanted to go back to the same bar for drinks, and before we got there, she insisted on giving me $20 to go and get a glass of whiskey from a whiskey bar down the street, while she stayed at the current bar. I declined, but she insisted, so I declined again, but she kept insisting, saying that she wanted to do something nice. I finally caved and bar hopped for an hour. I then messaged her.
"I'm bored, I'm coming back to the bar."
"Wait, we're going to another one."
"Okay, I'll meet you there."
That's pretty much the extent of our messaging. But when I was on my way, I saw her and Maxwell, the guy from the previous week, walking towards the bar she said they were going to. While watching them, though, they suddenly turned back, heading back to the original bar. They didn't see me, though, and she waited for about 15 minutes before telling me that they'd gone back. As you might have guessed, all of this was really rubbing me the wrong way, so while she was in the shower, I went through her phone. While I was browsing, I saw 4 new Snapchat messages from other guys she was talking to, and when I opened one, I saw that she sent 3 selfie bikini pictures to one of them, and after the pictures, I saw a message saying,
"By the way, the other night was amazing, and it was very passionate."
Immediately I confronted her, and she said that this was an ex and that he called her a fat cow, and she sent the picture to prove otherwise. If you're wondering about the text regarding them hooking up, she said that she was talking about me. I broke up with her and she tried to end herself but ended up in the hospital. I don't know why, but I came back after 3 days and we rectified things. A friend of mine that she met previously said that she swiped right on him on Bumble, so I confronted her again. But like before, she denied it, saying that it's because she never deleted her account, only the app. Anyhow, some time passes and she left her phone in my truck while she was in her house. I looked through it and found that she had 10 dating apps on her phone, was actively using Tinder and talking to other guys. She said that she downloaded those as a trap to see if I would go through her phone again, and that she only talked to guys to make it more believable. Yet again, we broke up. She tried to end herself, and we got back together. Let's fast forward a little bit. When we went to a hockey game, and while there, I saw her texting yet another guy, which went a little something like this.
How's work going, babe?
It's kind of slow, but how's the hockey game?
It would be more fun with you.
As you might have come to expect by now, I confronted her. We broke up. She tried to end herself, and we soon got back together again. Since you've followed my story this far, let's enjoy one last time skip. Her mom was scheduled to have a major surgery, a surgery that was quite risky. Rachel called me the night before and said,
Hey, I'm going to go be with Mom because she's really worried. I don't get good cell signal, so if my Snapchat location messes up, that's why. I just want to build trust with you.
When I checked 2 hours later, her location showed that she was at a bar in a totally different town, nowhere near to her mom. I confronted her, and she lied, saying that she was with her mom at her house. 30 seconds later, she called and said that she was on her way home from home and was just at a gas station parking lot. But she refused to send me a picture of where she was, so I told her to go to hell. I'm finally single now, but I feel so stupid and used. I tried my best, but there was no saving this relationship.
I'm still at a loss as for why OP didn't leave that relationship sooner, despite her self-deletion attempts. At least he was able to break away from that toxic situation in the end, and hopefully won't subject himself to torture like that again in the future. Anyway, let's check out the comments before we say our goodbyes.
Pereira says, Wow, my friend, how were you played for a year with so many red flags? Now that you finally have broken up with her for good, be sure to not take her back. The OP responds with, I know that I'm being judged hard by everyone who reads this, and rightfully so. It was hard because anytime I tried to talk about our problems or issues, she would try to hurt herself. I didn't know how or what to do, but I should have dropped her off and ghosted her. I did go long periods of time without talking to her, but she'd call me on other people's phones, and would even message my friends to call me. It was an awful situation, so I don't miss her in the slightest. I'm more upset because I feel so stupid.
For anyone out there who may be going through something like this, know that you don't have to stick with someone who doesn't respect you and can't be honest. Life's much too short to waste it with people like that. While it took him some time, OP was able to get himself out of this disaster of a relationship, and hopefully the next woman he meets is nothing like this one. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Coffee and Popcorn, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.